Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. Our normal Friday guest, Steve Pokin of the Springfield News Leader, is joining us once again today. Steve, thanks for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And you have been digging into a question from a viewer about some construction work that's going on at a venue in downtown Springfield. It's been vacant for a while, but it's a place that has had businesses in it in the past. And the viewers are just wanting to know what's going in at that location.
Well, it's a significant kind of absence in downtown Springfield in that it's a 12,000 square foot building, and it's known as the former Remingtons Building because some of the signage is still up. And Remingtons was a nightclub. And it's been vacant since 2015. And a lot of the business owners along there have been waiting about what's going to happen. We're trying to operate a business here. We got this big empty building. It'd be nice if something was there. And I interviewed the owner back in 2017 about that. And his name is Thane Kiefer. And he's actually a Bolivar attorney, lives up in Bolivar, and he's got a lot of different properties in Springfield. So I got a hold of him, and well, I'll back up a little bit. One of the readers, viewers, contacted me and said, "Hey, Pokin, something's going on with this building. Finally, they're doing something to it." So what I typically do, and I did all this today. Today is Friday, is I take a list of 3 answer man questions and plot them out so I do the one that's closest to the newsroom first. And then if that doesn't look like a story, I go further and then I go further. So I drove the couple blocks and I actually go to the newsroom. It's pretty empty these days. And went to the Remingtons Building, and sure enough, initially it looks like they're putting a second story on it. So there's a lot going on. So I said, okay. I stopped right there. I turned around, went back to the newsroom, and I got only so much time to write this story. Took some photos, but not before I went to some of the businesses along the way and asked, because typically they get an idea, somebody who's working on the side, or somebody comes in, and so I went to the soap refilling station across the street, and an employee there told me that the buzz was it was going to be a bowling alley.
Okay.
I said, well, okay. And I had to think, how much space do you need for a bowling alley? But I do remember the owner told me back in 2017 that there was so much housing being built in downtown Springfield, he thinks that and he's going to take his time, the eventual purpose would be for something to do, would be for entertainment. So in a way that made sense to me. So I got a hold of him and Thane Kiefer and his son, Drew, who works with him. And first of all, they explained, no, they're not putting on an entire second story. They're putting on a very limited part that will host no more than 50 people. And the building is too old, and it would be too much work to try to put on an entire, and also it would be much more difficult because of the number of egresses they would need. So I said, okay, that would look like a great place for a bar. And he said, well, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? So there was kind of a cat and mouse, and to be, I understand they don't really want to tip their hand. They got to do structural repair to the building first, so it might be a while. They say before they have anything there, it's going to be 18 months. And I don't know how competitive it is. So they were they wanted to tell me, they just said, no, it hasn't changed. Especially there's even more housing there, so it's got to be entertainment. It'll be food, drink, and something to do. That's okay. I said, well, the employee across the street said it was going to be a bowling alley. You go, oh, yeah, she did, huh? I go, yeah. And then Mr. Kiefer said, if she said that, and I'm not saying it's going to be a bowling alley, but if she said that, she probably meant to say the word boutique before it. Boutique bowling alley. I didn't know what that was. Do you know? Would you have known what that was?
I would just say it would be more of a small, intimate setting, if you would, other than, not the huge bowling alleys that people have been accustomed to seeing growing up, but a more small, intimate setting, perhaps.
I think
Just
that's
speculating.
exactly what it is. And so I Googled it, and of course, all the marketing photos of existing boutique, they look wonderful. It looks like the food is, you would think is probably a little better. The drink, and maybe that upstairs is a bar area. So that's what I got out of it. And not only, I talked to Rusty Worley, who's with the Downtown Springfield Association, that having something in there is a big boon to downtown. That building is right across from the movie theater. And he says a lot of people go to lunch and they hit that building there and they think, this is the end of downtown. It's not, So he's excited about that. The first floor goes back to the 1880s. It was the Ullman Hotel, which, believe it or not, was 3 stories, which is odd because the building now is 1 story, and they're adding this one little area. So over time, and then it was a department store, and then it was a different type of nightclub. The nonprofit Gathering Tree was in that building earlier. So it has gotten to its current configuration of just 1 story. And it is near, the project is actually called, the development is called Calaboose Alley, because right next door is the old historic Calaboose, which was the jail a long time ago for the Springfield Police. And that building, the Ullman Hotel, was actually older than the historic Calaboose.
Wow.
So it plays a big part historically in the city, and a big part in the redevelopment of downtown Springfield.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be interested to see as the development continues. Hopefully a year and a half from now, or a little bit sooner maybe, we'll see something down there.
And I just want to go on record now, a year and a half from now, if it's not a boutique bowling alley, I hope I couched that enough to say I'm not 100% sure, exactly sure that's what it's going to be. But that's the sense I got.
All right, we'll just have to wait and see. That would definitely be cool if it does end up being a boutique bowling alley.
Yeah, I think so too.
Article coming out on Sunday?
You know what? I was in such a hurry today. I don't know. It's either going to be Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure. But thanks for asking. One of those days.
One of those days. All right, folks, you got to stay tuned for when the article comes out. Steve, thanks for coming in today.
You're very welcome.
All right, we'll be back with more Ozarks tonight right after this.